Okay, so as per today's discussion, this video is for only the revision purpose, if in case you forget something that we have discussed today. Okay, now in this chapter, we are dealing with the very important thing that is vector, and I already told you that vector is very important for the 12th standard also. So be focused when you are studying vector. Okay. Now before going into the main topic of the vectors, we should know and we should able to identify that which quantity are considered to be a scalar and which quantity are considered to be a vector. Okay. We already know that the scalar quantity are those quantity which can be described with the help of direction. Yes or no? No. Scalar are those quantity which can be described with the help of only magnitude. While vector, while vector, while vector can be defined with the help of magnitude and direction. Okay, okay. Before we start using the vector, we should know, we should be in a such a state that we can identify which of the quantity are considered to be a vector and which of the quantity are considered to be a scalar. For that, for that, if I take an example of a mass, suppose this block has a 2 kg of mass, okay, in Rocky. Okay, if I carry this mass to Surat, does this mass changes? No, no. Then such quantity which cannot be described or which is remain unaffected by the direction, then such quantity are called as scalar. Here mass, here mass is scalar quantity. Okay, now you are able to find out that which of the quantity are considered to be a scalar. Another example of this is as temperature. Suppose my body temperature is 35 degrees Celsius. Now, if I move to the east of the direction, does my body temperature reduce or increase? No, it doesn't affect anything. Okay, so the temperature is also a scalar quantity because it is unaffected by the direction. Okay, now to identify which of the quantities are considered to be a vector quantity, we will take a small example. Okay, okay. Uh, Now this is a block. Okay, I want to shift this block from this point. Let consider this point as A and this point as B. I want to shift this block A from A to B. So I have two options. Option one, I can push this block from here. Option two, I can push this block from here. That means I will be applying force from here or I can apply force from here. Just tell me from where you will apply force. Obviously, you will be applying force from here. But what if I apply force from here? If I apply force from here, this block will never ever be come at point B. That means that means force depends on direction. Okay, that means any quantity depend on direction. We can say that that quantity is a vector quantity. Therefore, force is a vector quantity. Because on changing the direction of the force, the output has also been changing. That is, force is affected by the changing direction. That means such quantity which are affected by the changing direction are considered to be a vector quantity. Are considered to be a vector quantity. Okay. Now you are able to identify which are scalar and which are vector. Now we are going to use this thing to describe the vector in a one dimension, in a two dimension. Okay. we have already discussed that for one dimension, we consider only one axis. Okay. For two dimension, we take two axes. Okay. This two-dimensional figure is considered to be a plane. Okay, so in this chapter, there is motion in a plane. We are going to research, we are going to study everything related to a motion in a plane. We are going to study the motion in a plane that is two-dimensional, that is having x-axis and y-axis. Okay, now this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. Okay, suppose a boy is standing at point A and it is moving from A to B with some velocity. Okay, let's say the velocity is 5 meter per second. Now, as you know, now as you know that in one dimensional we can use plus sign and minus sign to get the direction of any quantity. But can you use plus and minus sign in the plane to get the direction of velocity? No. So this is a great problem. So scientists and researchers and the physicists come out with a very simple solution of this. They have used they have used a simple figure called a vector. A vector is nothing but it is a simple arrow. It is a simple arrow whose length whose length defined magnitude part and its arrowhead where it is pointing define the direction. Okay. Now suppose the boy move from A to B with a velocity of 5 meter per second. So how can I going to describe this in the terms of vector? I will be just using the vector like this, such that the length of the vector, that is 5 centimeter, it will be equal to 5 meter per second of the velocity, and this direction will be the velocity of the ball standing at A. So with the help of simple arrow, which we called as vector, we can define the direction of physical quantity which depend on the direction that are called vector quantities. Okay, with the help of simple arrow, where the length of the arrow is the magnitude part of the quantity, the direction in which the arrow is going define the direction of that quantity. Clear, everybody? Okay. Now, along with this velocity vector, we can also define one more vector which is called position of vector. Okay. In this plane, you can define the position of a point A by just by just drawing a dotted line on the x-axis and on the y-axis. Okay, if this is a 2 and if this is a 3, then the position of A will be 2 comma 3. Okay, similarly for the B, it will be 4 comma 3. This is very tedious method because every time you have to draw a dotted line on the x-axis and the y-axis to get the position of A. Okay, even the physicists come out with a very simple solution of this. Instead of using the dotted line, we can draw a vector. We can draw a vector. Okay, the length of this vector will give the distance of a point A from the origin. Okay, so this type of vector, this type of vector are called as position vector. Okay, position vector. Similarly, I can define the position of a B point from the origin with the help of another position vector. Okay, the length of this arrow is the distance from the point O to point B. Now we have studied about displacement. Displacement is what? It is the shortest distance from the initial point to the final point. Here our initial point is point A, our final point is point B. Now here we are going to introduce another vector that is called displacement vector. Is define the distance from A to distance B. Okay, so this vector is called displacement vector. Okay, okay, that's all for the revision part. And After this topic of displacement and position vector, we are going to see the vector addition method. We are going to see some of the property of a vector when they are added, when they are multiplied. Okay, how we are going to multiply two different vectors, how we are going to multiply a scalar and a vector, how we are going to add the vectors. This all thing will be coming up in your next online classes. Okay, hope you get a good revision from this revision video.